The British star Jill Dando was best known for co-presenting the BBC television show Crime Watch UK that allowed the public to help catch criminals in liaison with the police. Jill Dando was professionally assassinated on her home doorstep in West London, 1999, by a single gunman. Her own murder case was featured on Crime Watch UK, but it remains unsolved. Verily, it is strangely strange what goes on in the field of occult espionage. The first three letters in capitals, ESP, a stark shenanigans menagerie. Jill Dando's home was at 29 Gowan Avenue, Fulham, in London. 2 times 9 equals 18 equals 6 plus 6 plus 6. Her front door was flanked either side by a stylized pillar fixed to the wall, as in the twin pillars at the entrance to the ancient Mystery School Temple and other lodges. She was killed on the 26th of April 1999. 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 40, the number of probation, trial, and chastisement in the Bible, and of Room 40, also known as 40OB, latterly NID 25, which was the crypto-analysis section of the British Admiralty during the First World War. The Zohar says that only a man of 40 years or older can study the cryptic Kabbalah. So there we have the codes of a code. Anyhow, the cover of this issue of the Radio Times is remarkable in that it is either a stark example of a conscious mocking predictive programming or an unconscious prophecy. The Radio Times is a listings magazine which tells readers what programs are going to be broadcast in the future, and it is written by those who already know what's going to happen. It features Jill Dando on the cover and was published in the week of her death. It is the issue for the 24th to the 30th of April 1999, and Jill Dando was killed on the 26th of April 1999. It hasn't been photoshopped. I bought the physical version of this issue myself, and it was me who scanned it in. At the moment, I'm not putting my own interpretation on this. Just look at it straight on. There she is, dressed in the black skins of the beast, her legs and the ground forming a triangle that instead of containing an eye contains a number letter code in the number plate visible in between her legs, a code that seemingly relates to her murder. The car itself is James 007 Bond's metallic silver Mark II Aston Martin DB6. He famously had a license to kill, and so do actual British spies, if their superiors grant it. No driver is seen behind the wheel, just a deep blue light which bathes the interior. But the car's headlights are on, and the word vroom has been placed above it and right through Dando, implying that the vehicle is being driven fast by an invisible, unknown spook as it looms up close behind out of the blue and is about to run her over. The number plate reads F472. By adding 4, 7 and 2 we obtain F13. By the ordinal cipher, MI6 equals 139F. By adding these numerals, 1, 3 and 9, we obtain 13F. Also note that 13 equals M and F equals 6, or M6, the hidden eye being the quackreversal I Spy Eye of the British Occult Bureau within the SIS, the Secret Intelligence Service, aka MI6. In this context, F is also an obvious symbol for Freemasons, who abound in British intelligence, and F equals 6, the insider term for MI6. By the ordinal cipher, F13 equals FAC, and 13F equals ACF. Both have the number letter value of 10, which equals ABCD and also equals Dada. Further proof that this is an authentic letter-number cipher result, and proof of the anything-goes nature of the operation. The front cover strapline is "Who's up for a BAFTA?" By the ordinal cipher, BAFTA equals 30, which equals FBI CIA. BAFTA backwards is ATFAB. ATF is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, a very similar organisation to the FBI and CIA. The AB relates to the ordinal cipher itself, so again BAFTA is another genuine cipher name. The secondary strapline beneath reads, "The holiday's over as Dando changes gear." Holiday is over, the game is over. Dando changes gear, changes dimensions. I don't know, but the evidence suggests that the British and American intelligence services were involved. It's in the code. So all the theories thrown up about her killing were just diversions. Perhaps she was an intelligence agent herself, about to go rogue and or whistleblow, so the real reason for her death was as a warning to other agents to keep silent. Her role as a presenter for the BBC travel series Holiday may have been a cover for her international espionage work, like the other entertainers Christopher Lee, Frank Sinatra, Harry Houdini, Cary Grant and Marlene Dietrich. It is said that she was investigating the BBC/upper echelon paedophile rings, and she was possibly told about this by gossip at work and or her then fiancé, Alan Farthing, now the Queen's gynecologist, and she had spent the night before her murder at his flat. So there's obviously connections there, although the BBC claimed to have no evidence to substantiate the claim that she was investigating the nonce cults. On the back cover is an advert for the Mystery and Thriller Club, a mail order company selling crime-related books. So if you opened the magazine flat, as here, you would see the caption which reads, "Couldn't you just murder?" Murder in capital letters, with many bullet trajectory paths shooting crisscross through the word murder, next to a picture of the car looming up on Jill, who was soon to be murdered by a gun. Her alleged killer was Barry George, whose first and only job was as a messenger with the BBC at Television Centre in Wood Lane. It only lasted 4 months in 1977 or 1978, but his fascination for the corporation endured until his arrest. Whilst working there, he could have been noticed as a good hypnotic subject and potential disposable lone nut patsy, and thus mind-controlled to slay. He was prone to fantasizing that he was in the SAS, or Steve Austin the Bionic Man, or a stuntman, and such a sub-personality or alter may have been implanted in him, which was in temporary control of his main ego and did the actual deed. Barry George has always denied being involved in Jill Dando's murder, and he may be right, for if he did do it, it was done unconsciously, because the implanted alter was in control, so he cannot remember anything about the deed. He may have been post-hypnotically triggered to do the murder by this Radio Times issue that featured his intended victim on the cover. After his arrest, it was reported that he'd kept 4, other reports say 2, copies of the memorial issue of the BBC in-house magazine Ariel, which also featured Jill Dando on the front cover. Maybe these were backup triggers, in case the programming for the first assassination attempt failed. Barry George fantasizing that he was Special Ops or Steve Austin, the Bionic Man, sounds like an early example of those self-styled super soldiers like James Casbolt, who claims he's got bionic body parts. Although unlike the rest of these people, Barry George actually demonstrated his special abilities by his spectacular jump over 4 double-decker buses on roller skates before the Dandu murder. One wonders who funded the ramp erection and event. Barry George was granted no compensation for his imprisonment, despite being cleared of the murder and set free from prison, and he claims that after the assassination he was threatened by a man with a gun who said, "Watch your back." Perhaps truth is really stranger than fiction, or fiction is truth, or truth is fiction, and everything's a lie or something in between or inside out.